This episode is for my big mouth people right here. Yes, I am a proud retired big mouth. Okay. And the topic for today is going to be knowing when to approach a situation. Okay. And my main reason is going to be everybody don't deserve your energy. They don't. No matter how much you may love that person or value that person in your life, everybody don't deserve your energy, and every situation does not need to be approached. But before we get into it, I gotta do commercial time. Can I get a drum roll, please? Good morning, Instagram. And of course, good morning to the TikTok, you don't stop. And good morning to the beautiful podcasters that are listening to this podcast. Like, wow, you listening to me. Thank you so much. Whew. Okay. I like this intro better. It's shorter and it's more like, let's just get straight to the point. I like that. For those of you who are new here, my name is Stacey P. You know what I realized too? I don't do intros in my podcast. I hate intros, and I hate intros. Like, it's just like, you know who I am, you know why we here, you know what we came to discuss. But for the people that really don't know, I'm here to start your morning. Okay? So we are here to talk about it. And we are here to have a discussion. So let's get to it. All right. Knowing when to approach a situation. Or not even that. Not everything needs to be approached. Now, let me give y'all some background information about me. I was known for the girl that's always blacking. Like, I was always blacking, saying how I feel, yada, yada, yada. I had a big mouth. My mother had a big mouth. Like, it's just a lot of big mouth situations going around. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't regret it because I'm able to talk my ish. Okay. I'm able to deal with conflict. Okay. I'm not scared of conflict. Bring the conflict. You know what I'm saying? And do I think I could beat the world? Absolutely not. Violence is not cool. I don't condone it at any cost, but you have some people that are so afraid of having an intense conversation, especially as adults, okay, that they avoid it, which we talked about in my previous episode, passive aggressive people. This episode is not for you. This episode is for my people that is not afraid to say something when something bothers them, okay? But there are people that do it a little too much now. And it could be looked at as you toxic or you always got a problem, and you have to ask yourself this question. Is it worth your energy? Is anything going to be resolved if you say something? Okay. Have you said this before? Because a lot of times people repeat themselves just in different ways. Are you repeating yourself? Did you say this before? What benefit do you get out of saying something? Especially if you're, this is, once again, I gotta say it one more time. I'm sorry, guys. If you're the person that always speaks up, okay, what is the point? This is just me personally, how I am. I'll say something once, maybe twice. I'm not doing it a third time. I'm a real big believer in 3 strikes you're out. I'm not doing this with you, okay? I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You know the problem. You know what it is. I know what it is. So there's no discussion that needs to be had here at this point. It's kind of like, what episode was that? I forgot what episode. Let me say something. This is episode 31 on the podcast platform. Okay. I'm losing track. Don't mind me. Your girl been making content and I just been talking. I've been talking your ears off. But yes, it was an episode that I talked and I was talking about getting mad about somebody who constantly is going to be late and like accepting people for who they are. Like, you know that this person is always late. So what is the point of getting mad and getting angry? And then it's like you're constantly repeating yourself. It goes back to that episode. Oh my God, I forgot the name of that episode. But yes, it's like you have to know when and when to speak because you don't want to be, well, it depends because some people don't mind this, but if you do mind this, you don't want to be put as that toxic person or that person that's always complaining, always got something to say, or that person that people try to avoid inviting places because they know that they got a big mouth and they're always going to say something. You have to learn how to shut up. No, and I'm so serious. Like, I learned this at like my early 20s. I finally learned how to shut up. This is why I'm retired. I am not an expert in no means necessary on any of this. But I will say this is all from life experiences. and it gets annoying being that person that always saying something. Don't let you be the only person. And this is another thing too for my big mouth people out there. Mind you, when I say big mouth, it's not an insult at all. Like, we here, okay? We here. But my big mouth people out there, if you are the only person that speak up in the group, you need to evaluate your friends. Because a lot of time, passive aggressive people will love to have you around because they know that you're going to speak up for them. Okay? I'm not your mommy. There's no good gaga. I'm not here to baby you. We're all grown. You speak up for yourself the same way I know how to speak up for myself. Okay? So watch your surroundings because people will use that. And then it's like, imagine you saying something, right? Like at a restaurant or whatever, and the waiter's just being so rude. This happened to me before, and people are telling me like, oh, just calm down, because they know how I am. And I will say something, like, what's the attitude for? I want to speak to the manager or the owner. Like, can we switch our waiter? Because I'm not about to sit here and deal with this, especially if I'm paying my money. So let's say you, whatever. Now you and a waiter get into it. Everybody else around you is just sitting there looking at each other like y'all got 10 heads. You have to be careful of your surroundings because people will use your ability to speak up for their benefit. And it's nobody benefit but your own, because you're able to speak up for yourself, which is a gift. And it's in today's world. Okay, in today's world, it's a gift. Boy, girl, purple, gray, it don't matter. If you're able to speak up, it's a gift. So yeah. But watch your surroundings. Not everything needs to be approached, and your wording is everything. Let me tell y'all something. I had this ex, right? And he was a very, very, very educated man. That I will give him. And I'll never forget the first time he told me. He was like, you got to know how to talk in life. And I'm looking at him like, what? Excuse me? He was like, you got to learn how to talk in life. He was like, once you learn how to talk in life, you could get anything you want. And I had to look at him because I'm like, you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to talk. Like, what? And I realized the power of knowing how to talk. I have the ability and the privilege of being hood smart and book smart. And those two combined together is very dangerous. Okay? It's very dangerous, but in a good way, because it's to my benefit. And being able to use that college vocabulary, you know what I'm saying, to gather attention. And then you guys, if you don't know, you should know by now. I have the personality. The personality pops, okay? It's like popcorn. It's just popping in the microwave, okay? But you have to know what words to use. You have to know how to speak in life. And part of knowing how to speak in life is knowing when to speak in life. Okay? When. Not everything is worth the energy. You have to look at your energy like it's the throne. Okay? And you have to know who has that ability to get you to stand up out of it. Okay? That's how you have to view yourself. That's how you have to view yourself. Study words, okay? Learn how to speak. I think it was on Facebook. I saw this post, and it was a bunch of screenshots of words, and it was like how to professionally curse somebody out. Yo, when I tell y'all, it was just magnificent. Like, I will not tell my boys to go screw theyself. Absolutely not. But there is professional ways of telling somebody, you got me effed up. Okay? You got me effed up. And that's just on point blank period. Word to my mama had a little lamb. You got me effed up. But I ain't gonna say it like that. Okay? We not gonna say it like that. We're gonna say it differently. Something so little with just saying, oh, you must have misunderstood me. Or let me clarify. Okay? Little words like that. I wish I should have found that Facebook trend before I made this episode, but I'm not gonna lie, I literally picked the topic before I started this episode. So this is why I'm taking my break, and this is why I am making the change I make into my content so I can be prepared to give y'all better conversations. But when I tell y'all that trend was on fire, Lloyd Banks, we on fire. It's up in here. It's burning hot. We on fire. Like I'm telling you, you have to know how to speak. You have to know when to speak. Okay? And not everything deserves your energy. Why do you feel the need to address everything? And pay attention to the people that's around you. Because you might be the only big mouth person, and that's the reason why they enjoy you so much, because they don't have to speak. Can you imagine what it's like having a friend that every time y'all go out, they pay for you? You just take. Do you ever give? That's not a friendship. You're taking advantage of that person. Pay for it once in a while, you know? It's a two-way street. But I'm not going to let that go over your heads, you know? To all my big mouth people out there, shout outs to y'all, because it's only very few of us that talk, that speaks up. And also, be careful of the people that's around you and be aware of when to speak. You know, they try to make us look bad. They do. They paint us as something else, but that's not what we are. We just have the ability and the skill to express ourselves and the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to speak up. So I just want y'all to be aware. You know, if you are big loudmouth and you don't know how to be quiet, it's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place for everything. I'm not even going to say cis, because this is for males and females, brown, blue, purple. It don't even matter. But I'm going to leave this conversation here. If you made it to the end of this episode, I love you. And if you didn't, it's okay. You still tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you know, learning how to speak in life is power. Learning how to use your words and knowing when to speak is even more power. And with that, you could take over the world. Okay? Like, you could take over the world. Can't nobody play with you. You think somebody can play with you now when you're not afraid to speak up? Imagine if you had the vocabulary and knowing the time and when to speak up. Woo! Come on. But yes, y'all, I'm going to leave this episode right here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's episode.